Picture this: you, your dad, his dad, a never-ending relay of survival. Keep rewinding and soon you're passing powdered wigs, chain mail, mammoths, and finally you land on someone squatting by a fire, chewing something questionable, and doing their best to survive until nightfall. That person is your ancestor. No name, no shoes, zero clue that one day you'll exist with ready access to snacks and Wi-Fi. But here's the thing. If any link in that chain had broken, a stumble, a predator, an infection, you wouldn't be here. Human history is basically a highlight reel of near misses. Today, we're ranking 5 of the deadliest stretches humanity has faced, from tough but manageable to write your last will at birth. Let's go. Number 5, the last ice age, about 20,000 years ago. Back then, Earth was cold enough to make modern winters look tropical. Gigantic ice sheets covered big parts of North America, Europe, and Asia. Temperatures dropped by roughly 6 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Fahrenheit, turning swaths of the world into frozen deserts. If you lived then, your daily job was simple: don't freeze, don't starve, and don't become lunch. People hunted mammoths, hid in caves or bone-built huts, and patched clothes from animal hides. Tools and fire kept humans alive, but injuries and infections that are treatable today were often fatal. Still, Homo sapiens adapted. They made better tools, controlled fire, and left behind astonishing cave art. Survival was brutal, but humans endured. Number 4, the agricultural transition, around 10,000 years ago. Farming seemed like progress until its side effects hit. Settling into villages meant larger, denser populations and easier transmission of disease. Diets shifted from varied wild foods to grain-heavy staples, causing malnutrition and dental problems. Crop failure from droughts, pests, or floods could wipe out entire communities. Living close together with poorer nutrition and more waste made disease a persistent threat. The dawn of agriculture created civilization, but it also made life harsher and shorter for many. Number 3, the Mongol conquests in the 13th century. When you saw Mongol dust on the horizon, hope was in short supply. Under leaders like Genghis Khan, the Mongols perfected highly mobile, devastating warfare. Cities that resisted were often razed, populations were slaughtered or enslaved. Their armies moved fast on horseback, firing arrows with deadly accuracy at long range. Contemporary estimates suggest the Mongol campaigns killed a huge share of the population across Eurasia. It wasn't just battlefield deaths. Famine, disease, and social collapse followed in their wake. For many regions, the 13th century was a period of sudden, catastrophic loss. Number 2, the Black Death, mid-14th century. In 1347, the bubonic plague arrived in Europe and spread like wildfire, hitching rides on rats and fleas, amplified by crowded medieval towns. Symptoms were terrifying: fever, swollen lymph nodes, bleeding, and often death within days. With no antibiotics or understanding of germs, contagion was nearly unstoppable. Estimates put the death toll in Europe between 30% and 60% of the population. Entire villages emptied, economies collapsed, and social order cracked. The Black Death reshaped Europe in ways that lasted centuries. Number 1, the Toba supereruption, about 74,000 years ago. This is the apocalypse on paper. When Toba erupted, it blasted hundreds of cubic miles of ash into the atmosphere and plunged the planet into a volcanic winter. Sunlight dimmed for years, global temperatures plunged by up to 15 degrees Celsius, about 27 degrees Fahrenheit, and ecosystems worldwide faltered. Plants died, animals starved, and fresh food became vanishingly scarce. For early humans already living close to the edge, the consequences were dire. Some scientists estimate the human population may have fallen to just a few thousand, a genetic bottleneck that makes every living person today potentially descended from a very small group of survivors. It's hard to overstate how close that event brought us to extinction. So there you have it,
5 moments when humanity hung by a thread, from ice and ash to plagues and conquest. Each era tested our resilience in different ways, but one thing ties them all together. A tiny number of survivors turned near disasters into continued existence. You are the result of countless improbable survivals. That's not luck, it's the messy, violent, stubborn story of life continuing anyway. If you liked this deep dive into near-extinction moments, hit subscribe, and I'll bring more terrifyingly fascinating chapters of human history.